In the next 30 minutes, Electoral Commission sets in motion preparations for the 9th Parliament as it presents the list of 274 gazetted members of the House, parliamentarians elect to the clerk of the House as it works to resolve the Dome-Kwabenya and also Ablekuma North re-collation before January 7th.
Yes, it's been gazetted. It's been submitted to the clerk of Parliament. Thank you.
Today.
Not today. No, not today.
The 274 has been gazetted and presented to Parliament.
Yes.
There's more unfolding tonight as the Commission itself is dismissing accusations of engaging in illegality by re-collating some 9 parliamentary results.
We are hopeful that the 2 outstanding constituencies will have their members of Parliament elect very, very soon, way before the swearing in Parliament.
Stay with us shortly. There's a reaction from the opposition National Democratic Congress on this matter. 24 hours after WAEC resumed marking the WASI objective papers, the marking machines continue to malfunction amid financial challenges. However, the government has now assured that the overdue results will be released before the year ends.
Of this month. So I came and I saw the workers scanning is being done, close to 50% is done. They assure me by the end of the day over 50% of scanning will be completed.
And that's the assurance coming through from the Education Ministry. We have more for you. Plus, there's politics. The former New Patriotic Party's chairperson, Freddy Boakye, is also fighting off allegations of state capture as it turns the hit on NDC MP Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa for using John Mahama's Operation Recover All Loot to settle personal scores.
That I will resist. He is shooting after shadows. If I'm not careful, I will lose my temper with him because what he's been saying, the disgrace, the libelous things he's been talking, it may provoke me to, I won't know what my reaction will be.
And we have business coming your way.
Coming up in business, John Mahama government must appoint an economic management team that will bring back trust among investors. That is an advice from economist Professor Patrick Isumi.
And as well as we hear from Black Stars forward Joseph Pinto, who is rallying for the support of the public ahead of Ghana's World Cup qualifiers next year.
Musbah is back with all the details in the world of sports as well. Is coming away here on Newsnight. You want to stay with me? I'm Blessed Sugayan. In less than 48 hours, the Brewery Botanical Gardens prepares to welcome thousands of families for Ghana's biggest party as the Joy FM Family Party in the Park.
Though I was a performer, I was also part of the enjoyment eventually because my wife was there, her sister was there, and then the children from both families.
I really like food, so I will partake in the eating committee.
And as we prepare for that, we'll give you a glimpse of what to expect, plus the excitement ahead of the Joy FM Family Party in the Park. Also tonight, President Akufo-Addo is delivering perhaps his last comment or formal address to the nation before the end of the year. What is he up to and what message does he have for Ghanaians? We'll tell you about that here on Newsnight. But first, we start off with the Electoral Commission, which says it has presented a list of some 274 gazetted members of Parliament elect to the clerk of the House. The EC made this known at a press briefing to address key issues emerging from the re-collation and re-declaration of some 9 parliamentary election results, which have been in contention after the December 7 polls, including accusations of engaging in an illegality by re-collating some 9 parliamentary results which were outstanding. Now, first, I want you to listen to the Deputy Commissioner in charge of Corporate Services at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, who has been dismissing the accusations, citing some historical re-collation incidents to back the Commission's action.
It has been stated by some people that the re-collation the Commission is doing is illegal. This is because the CI says after declaration you cannot re-collate. We wish to state that this is false. It is important to note that the Commission cannot uphold an illegality. What happened at the collation centers where the collations were done without all the polling station results and where people were held to the gun and knives cannot be legal, and the Commission will not uphold this. The following are examples of re-collations that took place after disruptions of the collations or declarations at the Electoral Commission under the leadership of our former chairman, Dr. Kwadwo Afarijan in 2004. In Zabzugu Tatale, during the collation of the parliamentary election results, a mob attacked the collation center, destroyed all materials in sight, especially the statement of poll and declaration sheets, that's the pink sheets. In the attack, the DEO was beaten up and hospitalized at the government hospital. On the 24th of December 2004, the Dr. Kwadwo Afarijan-led Electoral Commission invited the parliamentary candidates of the MPP and the NDC to tender in copies of their statement of poll and declaration of result sheets, that's the pin sheet, for the collation process to be completed at the regional office in Tamale. The declaration subsequently took place in Tamale, the regional capital, instead of the constituency.
And that's the latest position of the Electoral Commission on this matter, a reason for which they've tabled some 275 names. Let's get details on that, because James Aveji was there for us earlier today. And James, in the midst of all of these re-collation, declaration, counter-declaration questions, there's a question as to who exactly will be making it to Parliament, especially with these seats in contention.
Yes, Blessed. In fact, from yesterday, Parliament is supposed to begin registration of these new MPs. All up to today, this afternoon, we got the indication that they have suspended that activity because they did not receive the official list from the Electoral Commission. That is what I put to Dr. Bosman Asari as to why that list hasn't gone to Parliament, and this was his response.
The list of the MPs-Elect.
Members of Parliament. Parliament for registration processes ahead of
so it is in the news.
Yes, it's been gazetted. It's been submitted to the clerk of Parliament. Thank you. Today.
Not today.
No, not today.
The 274 has been gazetted and presented to Parliament.
Yes.
So you can go to the Ghana Publishing Company for a copy. We don't give they are sold by the Ghana Publishing Company.
And of course, what then happens to the two outstanding seats? We have Dome-Kwabenya and Ablekuma North.
Yes, the EC assures they will get work done on that, just that he has not been specific on the exact timeline.
The Commission has always maintained that it is not the responsibility of the Commission to make someone the president or member of Parliament. That is the sole responsibility of the people of Ghana. And the Commission will ensure that the will of the people as expressed at the polling stations is reflected at all times. We are hopeful that the two outstanding constituencies will have their members of Parliament elect very, very soon, way before the swearing in Parliament.
And of course, just so you know, we know that there's a case pending at the Supreme Court with over 6 of the recollated constituencies, and that case would actually be heard on Friday. There's a latest one coming up about Parliament's schedule for registration of MPs and other activities in the lead up to the swearing in of the President-elect and Vice President-elect on January 7. So why don't we hear from Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante, who has details for us now. Kweku, initially the process was opened by the Clerk of the House. It's not looking likely that it's going as smooth as expected.
Well, yes, Blessed. In fact, if you look at this thing, it was put up by the Parliamentary Service. It says that they wish to inform all members elected to the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic that registration will commence tomorrow. That is Christmas Day, Wednesday, 25th December. And it will start with an online registration already. They are asking members and sending them messages. And the physical registration is expected to start between Thursday, 2nd January, up until the 5th January 2025. And they've also been given certain clarity in terms of the swearing in and election of Speaker and all the issues. So according to Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament will be elected on the 6th of January, and the Speaker's election will be at 11 p.m. on Monday, 6th January 2025, and the members are expected to be seated at 9 p.m. The Speaker and then the new members will be sworn in at 12 midnight, and then it will follow in the next few hours with the swearing in of the President and the Vice President at the Independence Square at 10 o'clock a.m. This is the latest notice that Parliament has put up.
I see. And Kwaku Asante will keep monitoring that for us. But any comments from the outgoing speaker so far, or perhaps some of the MPs who are concerned about this?
Well, none so far. People are keeping their cards close to their chests. There's a lot of been said about who exactly will be sworn in on the 7th December, whether or not it is the persons who were declared by the Electoral Commission earlier or those persons who were declared after that re-collation. So the parties are not sticking so much. They are keeping their cards to their chest, and we are going to see very, very, very physical scenes, perhaps, on the midnight of 7 January when MPs are expected to be sworn in.
So, and tell us about this. How concerned are some of these, MPs who've been re-elected, and perhaps you've been engaging some of the MPs-Elect about the issue on security, in the House and also across the country, given the election tension that we're seeing across the country. Is this of concern to them? What would they want to see?
Well, Blessed, yes, we understand that Parliament is making security arrangements of its own to ensure that in and out around the Chamber of Parliament on the evening of 7 December up until midnight, 7 December, when the new Parliament is sworn in, there will be adequate security. We know, or we recall, on the same period in 2021, there were very chaotic scenes in Parliament when they were electing a speaker, people were snatching ballots, military men were entering the chamber. Parliament is working to forestall the same occurrences, and that is why they are working to beef out security. MPs on both sides of the aisle have been requesting added security to ensure that the process from the election of the speaker up onto the swearing in of new members of Parliament will go pretty smoothly before the next president is sworn in the next morning at the Independence Square.
Right. Kwaku Asante, our parliamentary affairs correspondent there. And I must say that it's not just the MPs-Elect and also members of Parliament who are concerned about security across the country and maintaining our peace before, during, and after this election. President Akufo-Addo himself is concerned about this in his address, which was just a couple of minutes ago. The president believes that Ghanaians must work together in keeping our national unity. Here are excerpts.
Tonight, as the festive lights illuminate our cities, towns, and villages, let them remind us of the hope that shines within each one of us. Hope that compels us to dream big, to rise above division, and to build a nation where every child, no matter where he or she is born, has the chance to thrive. Fellow Ghanaians, this year, we have achieved another monumental milestone in our national development with the peaceful, free and fair election of a new president and new members of Parliament. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the President-elect and the MPs-Elect, and wish them wisdom, strength, and God's blessings as they prepare to leave our beloved nation. I must nevertheless also condemn in no uncertain terms the unnecessary acts of violence that have tarnished an otherwise exemplary democratic exercise. Let us never forget that seeking power is not a call to arms, but rather a call to service. Those who might contemplate using violence to achieve their aims know this: our nation's peace is sacred, and it will not be sacrificed on the altar of ambition. The rule of law will prevail, no matter what. I urge the security services to take a firm stance against any actions that threaten the stability and harmony of our land. Let us ensure that every election deepens our democracy and fortifies our unity. As the saying goes, peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Let us embrace this wisdom as a guiding principle in our journey forward. As we gather around our tables to share meals, let us think of those who make our celebrations possible. The security personnel standing guard so we may celebrate in safety. The health workers caring for the sick. The farmers and fisherfolk whose labor feeds our families. Let us also remember those who are less fortunate, and may our prayers and actions bring them comfort, and renewal in the year ahead. My fellow Ghanaians, having come to the end of my lawful tenure as president and preparing to step into the next chapter of my life, I leave you with this thought. Ghana is a nation destined for greatness. Let us protect her peace, cherish her unity, and nurture her promise. Together, guided by the light of hope and the spirit of love, we can achieve extraordinary things. May this Christmas season fill our hearts with joy, our homes with laughter, and our lives with blessing.
And President Akufo-Addo there stressing again the need for democracy, peace and national unity as part of his Christmas message to the people of Ghana, and what will happen in the next chapter of his life as he prepares to hand over to the John Mahama administration, which is promising now to roll out, once it assumes office, the Operation Recover or Loot. President's assigns and some of his good friends, including the former chairperson of the new Patriotic Party, Freddy Boakye, says that he and his family have not stolen any peswa or state property, be it land, cash or any public asset. Now, the incoming NDC, as we know, has vowed to enforce the Operation Recover or Loot to reclaim what the party says is stolen public assets and also funds in possession of government officials and politically exposed persons. Chairperson of that recovery preparatory task force, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, a couple of days ago, took to X social media page and his handle to suggest that there was some sort of state capture in the acquisition of some beachfront land by the Blay family. However, reacting to the claims, the former NPP chairperson is not taking lightly these claims and vows to take on Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa over what he terms as vendetta against his family.
And Aura even chooses now to, you do mention that he's mentioned, tweeted and mentioned me, Blaze, that maybe they will recover from them the loot. I say, take it from me, Soga. My family has not taken a peswa from Ghana government unlawfully. We've not taken any government land unlawfully. We have not done anything that you can blame me for it. If Okudzeto now is convinced me, I've done that, then I'm a little careful about what Awara wants to do.
Will you take him on legally?
We are in court already.
Yeah.
I've sued him for defamation. My 2 children have sued him also for defamation because we have not taken any government land. And yet, he gives the impression, he organizes people with placards, everything else, and make them look like as if me and my 2 sons have stolen government. It's called up to be state capture. It's involved in that. That I will resist. That I want to tell you that he is shooting after shadows because we have not done that.
Are you willing to appear before this oral committee?
I've been asked a couple of minutes ago.
Right.
I'm saying if it is a proper organization and it has based on law, and they even invite me that they have had something they want me to appear, Okudzeto, I will meet him. Unfortunately, he will be the chair. If I'm not careful, I might be a little bit, I will lose my temper with him because what he's been saying, the disgrace, the defamation, the libelous things he's been talking and writing, it may provoke me to, I won't know what my reaction will be. But be it as it may, the other members are fair-minded, I know. Many of them, some of them are even my friends. So I will take my time and be answerable to what he has been championing. He particularly, Okudzeto.
And you might want to catch a playback of that on all of our social media handles and also at myjoyonline.com. The former NPP national chairperson of the new Patriotic Party, Freddy Boakye, also touching on a number of issues, including the elections and all that you need to know about the future of our democracy. But let's talk about the economy now, because Christmas is here and many of you perhaps are planning to make some last-minute buys. Of course, what's happening and And let's find out from the one Winston who's joining us now.
Now, talking about Christmas, make sure you're saving now for January. January is just around the corner. Coming up in business, incoming John Mahama government must appoint an economic management team that will bring back trust among investors. That is an advice from economist Professor Patrick Isumi. That and many more coming up shortly. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTM Business, Kingdom Books and Stationery, Syntex Tanks, and Pepsodent Herbal and Charcoal. My name is Winston Taki. Now to the details. Economist Professor Patrick Isumi has stated that President-elect John Mahama has a unique opportunity to rebuild confidence in the economy by naming an economic management team that will win the trust of investors. He pointed out that building trust among local and foreign investors is the first step needed to bring the economy fully back on track.
When the market begin to see who is in the team and their track record and what direction policy is likely to take, it can bring some confidence, or it can go the other way. So I think whatever we see in the first quarter is likely to be how the market are reading the team that will be put together, not necessarily any substantive policy changes that will drive any movement in the currency.
I was economist Professor Patrick Isumi speaking there. More financial observers have asked the government in waiting to pursue fiscal measures that will help keep key macro indicators such as inflation and interest rates stable. According to them, this will help achieve the target set under the IMF program. Speaking to Joy Business, manager of macroeconomic research at GCB Bank, Freddy Boakye said the first quarter of 2025 provides a good opportunity to pursue macro stability of the key indicators.
Once inflation is receding and the path, the outlook appears much clearer, yes, there should be scope for monetary easing. I don't think the Bank of Ghana will be in a hurry to cut the policy rate because, one, if it is about support for growth, I think growth is robust. You look at the quarter 3 numbers, quarter 2 numbers so far this year, and you realize there's a strong growth, nothing across not just one sector, but 3 sectors. If you strip it off the oil output, you see it even more robust.
Freddy Boakye is manager of macroeconomic research at GCB Bank. The business community is expecting the peaceful general election to reflect good economic fortunes for the new year beginning next week. This, they think, will support growth and reduce the rate of unemployment in the country. In an exclusive interview with Joy Business, chairman of the Greater Accra Regional Chapter of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akwelu, called for policies that will boost the confidence of the private sector in 2025.
Our wish is that the coming year will unleash on the Ghanaian society a bigger and better business opportunities, not only for AGI members, but the business community in general. Our prayer is this Christmas will bring a lot of goodies to all the people, not only in Joy FM, but all the citizens of Ghana. The challenges that many are going through will be reduced, that the birth of Christ will mean so much to all of us.
That was the chairman of the Greater Accra Regional Chapter of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akwelu, speaking after participating in the Joy Business 9 Lessons and Carol service. That's all for business. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports.
Yeah, in sports, Joseph Pinto has urged Ghanaians to put behind the 2025 AFCON qualification woes and rally their support behind the team for the World Cup qualifiers. Now, Ghana failed to qualify for the AFCON for the first time in 20 years after finishing bottom of a group containing Angola, Sudan, and Niger. Regardless, the Ghanaian forward says Ghanaians should support the team, particularly with the World Cup qualifiers coming up next year.
This is football now. All nations are really good. It's not like 10 years ago that maybe you meet another team that you said, oh, these people we are going to score them 5-4. It's a difficult. We are in a difficult situation now, and now everybody is playing in Europe. So you cannot say this team is bad, this national team is bad, this national team is bad, because the more you think, the more they surprise us. And as you can see, we were surprised by a lot of teams. But you know, it happens. We just ask Ghanaian to always support us no matter what. Tears and everything we just need to go through together. All they need to do is just to help us, pray for us, support us in this upcoming qualification for the World Cup. That is the most important thing. So they should come in their numbers to support us, and we will just also make them proud and always give them their tickets and their cup.
Yeah, that's Joseph Pinto, Ghanaian forward there, based in the US over there. Blessed, that's some update for you.
He's having quite a good time in the US.
Yeah,
but here in Ghana, we're also warming up to Christmas.
The place to be.
And there's just this exciting feeling about the celebration. It's gone beyond religion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now I'm just wondering, curious to find out where will Zach be? Was the fun going to be?
It's definitely going to be. Well, I mean, talking about the Botanical Gardens,
Oh, that's
Joy
where
FM.
you want to be. I see.
Yes, 26th of December. Big Joy FM family party in the park. You got to be there.
Yeah, indeed. We all have to be there. Musbao will be there as well, and we'll be catching some fun. And that's why we're talking about it now, as preparations are actually underway for that memorable party in the park. It's Ghana's biggest event, and of course you need to be a part of the Joy FM family for that. So let's hear from my colleague Rejoice Semefa, who's there for us, monitoring what's happening and how preparations are actually underway for that event. Semefa, take us away. What's happening? What do we need to know? And I believe everyone is excited about this.
Right, Blessed. Of course, everyone is happy. Families are already excited. You won't believe that people have begun doing recce for Thursday. They are asking the tour guides over there where the event is taking place. Earlier in the morning and afternoon, I met some of them and I spoke to them. They are excited. They can't wait to bring their families and make memories with them. And that the place is already shaping up. They have cleaned the place. They have parked chairs and tables around already. And I believe that tomorrow vendors will start peak camping to kickstart everything on Thursday.
And of course, we'll keep our eyes on that, but keep enjoying the prelude even as we warm up to the 26th of December at the Botanical Gardens. You want to be there and be part of the Joy FM family party in the park. Join the excitement, and of course, we'll be happy to welcome you when you come together with the family. But that's all we have for you here on Newsnight with me, Blessed Suga. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. This bulletin also came your way on Love 99.5 in Kumasi and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.